Well, the ultimate final between the two Egyptians takes us back a good few years to those battles in Qatar. Ramy Ashour, unseeded, taking on the current world #1, Mohammed ElShorbagy. Well, the monumental quarterfinals were the highlights, really, of this event so far, but hopefully this final will even surpass that. Ashour cutting his way through the draw like he used to. Mohammed ElShorbagy knuckling down and battling to get those results and get into another final, third final in a row for him. Ramy Ashour, the elder statesman, multiple world champion, former world #1. If he would have been had a bit more of a healthier last few years, I think the 39 titles could have been drastically improved. Still unbelievable resume for this Maverick, 82.4% win rate as well. His opponent, Mohammed ElShorbagy, who's on a hard schedule. He's driving a hard schedule on this calendar. Winning Chicago, winning Canary Wharf, now he's in the final of Zurich. Current world champion, the scene is set for titanic battle. Joining me is Johnny Williams for this final. Johnny, I'm going to head straight in for it. I want a prediction from you, please.
It was the words of James Willstrop really painted the picture quite well. Ashour trying to see if he can resurrect his PSA career, and Mohammed ElShorbagy is the man to beat. I'm going to stick with Mohammed ElShorbagy. He's a proven quantity for me. Ashour still has to prove it over a week, which he's done so far, but his biggest test is here today.
It will be a physical and mental battle for Ramy Ashour. It was a bit of one-way traffic, really. Gregory Gaultier still battling himself to get fit. 10 days of training before this event after a horrible adductor tear. So this is the test of Ramy Ashour's body and mind against the beast of Alexandria. Exciting times here, Johnny. I can't wait for this one.
You're not wrong, Joey. The crowd is packed to the rafters here. There's an absolute sense of anticipation. The Zurich squash-loving public have had a taste of some incredible squash on Thursday night, the Gaultier-Abu Elgar match. And now that's kind of built up their hopes that they're going to see that this great rivalry between these two, which was in full flow from the World Championship final of 2012 in Qatar, where Ramy Ashour won in 5 games 2 years later again in 2014.
Grasshopper Cup 2018 final match. Mohammed ElShorbagy of Egypt to serve. Ramy Ashour of Egypt to receive. It's the best of 5 games. Love all.
So the final of this Grasshopper Cup 2018 kicks off. First blood very quickly to Ramy Ashour. We talked about this back and forth about the first game, Johnny. I feel that Ashour, for his confidence, needs to take that first game.
Fully agree. Ashour has to try and expose any kind of mental fatigue that ElShorbagy has through the long season, and a little bit evident in the first 2 rallies. ElShorbagy does not want to give Ramy Ashour too much of a head start. In the World Championship at the end of 2017, the first game was 32 minutes. It was absolutely brutal, and ElShorbagy injected a tremendous tempo into the game.
Hand out, 1-2.
That 32-minute game basically saw off Ashour. He was not match hardened and ready to go further than that.
The hardest part of the game for Mohammed ElShorbagy when he plays Ramy Ashour, in his own words, is the length and width of Ramy Ashour. That consistent accuracy and the way the ball falls, the different take on it with his punchy wrist. It's not the short work necessarily that really causes intense doubt and trouble. It is all the work hitting to the back of the court like this. There's always a threat for Ramy Ashour to go short, and therefore when he does hit a good length, it makes it even harder to get back on a consistent basis. So Shorbagy settling in quite early. He's had a late schedule. He's played the last matches of the day in the evening run.
Whoa.
So this is a real turnaround on the books for time zone in terms of the body clock, because 2:30 in the afternoon, all his matches have been around about 9 o'clock at night, if not later, in this tournament.
Yes, Les. 12.
Ashour just contemplating whether to take that further, but way too early in the game. Yeah, ElShorbagy made mention of that in the aftermatch speech as he just slots that volley in again. So he's nullified the quick start of Ramy Ashour by bringing it back level. He mentioned at 9 o'clock last night that the turnaround for him was a little bit shorter. His opponent, Ramy, was probably sleeping in bed after a 3-love win over Galtier in the semis. This match has the makings of a classic if Ramy Ashour is ready to deliver physically. And again, he's looking good though early already, Joey. Even a couple of pickups that he didn't manage to get up. I like the way that he's going in and getting under the ball.
He's getting low, which is a good sign. He's not running through, he's lunging in low.
There's a bit of an elasticity too about his... When he goes down to a low centre of gravity, he's able to bounce out of it. Just looks a lot healthier physically than we've seen 3 years basically. Shorbagy pegs it back again.
Hand out, 4-3.
Certainly not been a scrappy start.
No, it's quality. All of Ramy Ashour's first games have been quality so far, and obviously that's something that he had to address in the last period, where as he gets onto that backhand volley, beautifully straightened. It's poor. Be unhappy with himself there.
5-3.
ElShorbagy's just snuck away a bit here.
Well, there's a favourite for Ramy Ashour in the crowd.
I think it's fair to say, so it's
Hand out.
handing each other a few presents just for the moment. A bit of a lull. But they haven't played a huge match since April 2015, that famous Alguna event where I think the fireworks were going off afterwards, Joey.
Yeah,
and you nearly got burnt.
Did, a few times.
But that was an absolute classic.
That was a brilliant match. It's a long time ago now, you think about it.
3 years, mate. They have played British Open final, but Ramy Ashour was clearly hampered in that match, taking nothing away from ElShorbagy, of course. And then ElShorbagy just too strong in the last 16 at the Worlds in December. Only 2 matches since that famous match in Alguna.
Yep.
That's nicked out.
Yeah, we've seen that all through the week, Johnny. Court builders here, they've left a nice gully on either flank, particularly behind that service box. So Shorbagy ripping off a poor service, so starting to warm up here. 6-5 now.
Yeah, Ramy Ashour just smiling as soon as he'd hit the serve. He knew it was in the slot zone.
Hand out, 6-5.
Oh, look at that, Joey. My goodness. That is outrageous.
Yeah, that's Joe Power from behind the body.
Hand out, 6-all.
We've seen that like a football.
It's
Acknowledged there by Mohamed ElShorbagy.
just the intent as he hit it, like he wanted to hit it that low and that hard.
Yeah, he was. He was saw it very early, Johnny. Crowd really starting to get excited here.
ElShorbagy, the difference when he plays Ashour, as you alluded to earlier, is he has to be a little bit higher on the tee because he's got to cover the devastating short barrage from Ashour, and that's where the length is so damaging, or can be.
Well, I can't believe he's missed that. Ramy Ashour is one of his favourite patterns, putting that boast and then looking for the backhand return.
Hand out, 7-6.
That Cobra-like wrist just slightly letting him down with the unforced error.
Don't think he'll be too dismayed by it though, because the pattern is forming.
There is definitely a pattern forming. And the body language of Ramy Ashour is very, very confident and very determined, Johnny.
Yeah, he's got his mojo back, Joey, there's no doubt about that, and this is just good news for squash.
Ramy Ashour just waiting, just keeping pretty patient.
It's great work again from Ashour. He's got ElShorbagy working so far in patterns that ElShorbagy's not had to do this week.
ElShorbagy obviously looking to make this nice and physical, still testing that question mark. How much background work Ashour has managed to get in. It's good to see him play.
No leg.
I think it's a good decision. ElShorbagy played through the interference and then followed up with the backhand volley drop.
Player review, Ashour.
Oh, we've got a late review, but we're going to see it now. Don't know if this will be overturned, Johnny.
I don't think so, Joey. So, a bit of Michael J. Fox playing in the background there, Back to the Future. But reality will be that this is going to stay as a no-let, I feel. He's hit that, he's cut it really nicely, it stayed quite short. And Ashour got...
I can't believe that. I mean, that is a no-let. I mean, how can that be a stroke?
Ashour.
He's nowhere near that. It's too good a shot. That is not a
Decision
stroke.
overruled. Ashour has one review remaining.
Sorry, Johnny, I'm just trying to deal with the curveball.
Hand out.
Curveball, that is a sledgehammer to the side of the head that you did not see coming.
Look at me. Don't know how
I am befuddled.
Oh, that was
doesn't
ripped
help.
in. That doesn't help at all. Talking about adding insult to injury. Ramy Ashour thundering this into the cross-court nick. That couldn't be any quicker. Well, he's perking up for the back end. We saw this with ElShorbagy and Willstrop. The energy went up from ElShorbagy. Now it's Ashour that's fizzing.
Stroke to ElShorbagy.
Oh,
Is he going to review it? I don't understand.
Okay. Player review, Ashour on the stroke decision.
now, is there something going on between the referees here? Because Thomas Vector said no lead on the last one, and now he's gone where our video referee went. Well, he's just trying to barge through a little bit there. It's just, wow.
Stroke to ElShorbagy. Decision upheld. Ashour has no reviews remaining. Hand out. 8-all.
Now, this is an extremely hard line that the referees are taking now at the end of the game. It's a dangerous approach, Joey. just squeezed him there on the error.
I wouldn't say it was squeezed,
out.
Johnny. I wouldn't say it was squeezed. It was a poor
9,
angle
8.
from
And
Ashour. He was lucky
ElShorbagy
to
squeezed
get away.
himself.
Yes, he did. Sounded like his string had gone there. Ramy Ashour. I think it's okay, just no, it's fine. That's well straightened. This is a ferocious tempo. And he's made another error. Shorbagy makes another error, so 2 game balls for the Maverick Ramy Ashour in a very important first game. I don't think there's ever been a first game that's not important, Johnny, but it is in this final, in this situation, with the history of these two.
Yeah, one can argue that circumstances can have an effect on these things, especially from a psychological standpoint. And would this give Ramy Ashour a boost? Oh my goodness. Just found the angle there. That's a stroke, Joey.
Stroke to Ashour.
You'll review it, but it's going to
Gonna review it,
stay.
it's going to stay. He was all over this. He read it. He read it down the
ElShorbagy
middle. He was
on the
turning on the
floor.
backhand side and just tapped the ball on his racket. See there, he's there. That's a stroke all day long.
Yep, there's no backhand drive there available.
Stroke to Ashour.
Easy
This
to
is
determine.
now
Ramy Ashour
11-8
takes
game to Ashour. Ashour leads 1
the
game
very
to love.
important first game. 14 minutes in duration. Ashour leading the world #1 Shorbagy by 1 game to love.
What an absolutely fantastic opening to this first game here. The quality was extremely high. Ashour has not backed off whatsoever. ElShorbagy knew that he was going to be in for a tussle, and if he wasn't sure about it, he really knows it now, because Ramy Ashour was finding all his marks through the mid part of the game. Both of them were trading blows with some quality balls going to the front of the court. And with shots like that, Ramy Ashour is just telling everybody, look out, I'm back, and that as well. It's quality open. We would expect that ElShorbagy is going to answer, but all of his mental metal will be tested here by Ramy Ashour.
Well, fascinating stuff. Longest rally, 1:06. The tempo pace very, very high, particularly towards the back end of the first game. It's the usual pattern. Nothing between them really, but the most important scenario at this present moment in time is that Ramy Ashour is leading Shorbagy by 1 game to love.
So we've got a couple of rallies here. I know there's a couple of people that have been writing in, and they want to hear the data. And rally 14, for example, 37 seconds, and the distance covered 55 metres by Ramy Ashour, 57 metres.
Play will resume in 30
Now those,
seconds.
the rally after that, 47 shots, 1 minute, 6 seconds, 95 metres for Shorbagy, 7 metres less for Ashour. So there's a bit of a pattern just slightly developing there. It shows that Ramy Ashour is getting the better in terms of metres covered. He's making ElShorbagy do a little bit more. Very interesting. 48-second rally, 73-73.
Mr. Ashour on
And
court,
also
please.
the ratio of the work they're doing is high. It's a high intensity. We're going to have, in the future, I'm sure we're going to have data about that. We'll see that
Ashour
the
leads
intensity of the
1
meters
game to
covered.
love. Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, I talked to him. Wait, I have to do everything. Mr. Ashour. Yeah, it's everything okay, but be right in time, okay? Love all. Yeah, everything okay.
Joey.
Now we play on. Love all.
This is getting nitty-gritty now. Mohamed ElShorbagy has decided to nitpick about seconds here. I think that's a bit of a statement in itself.
Well, he's edgy.
Love all.
There's
Very.
1 game to love down. Ramy Ashour's not looked like this since 2015. He hasn't.
Look
We're
at that
talking
step.
nearly 3 years ago, so
mind games galore here.
We want drama. This ball's got a lot colder. Ashourbagy starting well. So the beast is starting to
Hand out.
show some outwardly aggressive signs, which he'll need. This ball's gone like a stone, Johnny.
Yeah.
That's a big miss.
Yeah.
Ramy Ashour was nowhere near that.
I mean, the mentality now is suddenly the aggression has gone up fivefold at the start of this game. It's interesting. And Ramy Ashour just slowing the tempo down. It's quite clever, actually. Also very, very street smart.
Well, Johnny, we can fire through the relevant.
He's got it.
Oh, that's clever. That was clever from Ashour. Oh my word, he's done him.
Oh!
He did him. He shaped up for the cross court, Nick. Clever play. For me, after this dive, he hit the one down the middle, which was a clever shot from Ashour, and there, the final blow. Just talking about the data, it's been provided by Interactive Squash, and we're building some really interesting facts and figures, but I'm looking forward to some. Some will be slightly out of the norm this week with this match going on.
Yeah, well, for all the squash TV fans that are interested in that, we'll keep an eye on it as it comes through. Every rally's coming through.
Yeah, it's coming, it's live. Blow-by-blow accounts.
Yep. And out, 2-all.
Solid response from ElShorbagy.
I'm just doing a few quick calculations in my head there, Joe. I'm seeing the number of shots, basically multiplying it by 4 to give me a ratio of where about the total meters covered. And it's generally around that 14-shot rally, the last one, and then 57 meters covered. So, and then of course you need to look at who's covering more.
Yep.
But it seems to be a pattern. Let's have a look at this one.
Hand out, 3-2.
Well, at the moment, Ramy Ashour's covering that bit more. He's doing a little bit more work.
But again, it's almost on the mark. 32 shots. It's 128 multiplied by 4 and 126 meters covered in the rally. So it's around about there.
Well, the physicality of Ramy Ashour, his body's obviously feeling good, but his fitness level and his actual physique looks 5 times better than when we saw the beginning of 2018 in New York. He's a lot leaner. And as you said, Johnny, he's got that elasticity.
The what?
Exactly.
None.
The elastic recall is back for Ramy Ashour. We haven't seen that for a while.
3-4.
Elasticity.
Oh, you got it. That was very close, though. Yeah, he's got a different approach to picking up balls around the front of the court. Very unique. Obviously due to the injuries that he's had, but there is, when he's going in, and even if he makes a double step, as long as the bounce is there, then it's fine. And that seems to be back, and he's really eating up those volleys when they present on the straight side.
No.
Just a couple of errors, though.
4-all. Left. Left side, please.
Just feel that Mohamed ElShorbagy's beginning to live a little bit on the unforced errors of Ramy Ashour. That means if Ramy Ashour just keeps the ball above the tin, that things could get really, really tough for ElShorbagy. He's turning that ball, that topspin backhand cross court from behind him.
Yes, left. Left side, please. 4-all.
It's interesting, this rivalry, they've only actually played 11 times, Joey. but the matches were so huge that it is a rivalry, as opposed to Ashour Gaultier, which is 37 matches, or Gaultier ElShorbagy have played more often as well. But let's hope that Ashour's really back in town and that we're going to see this a lot. Oh, that's lucky.
That was a bit fortunate.
I say lucky, but he wanted it to go there as well.
He wanted it to go cross court. I don't know, this low. You just never know with him.
5-4.
Well, you talk about that rivalry. Well, I'm going to have to put a bit of a stopper on the next event after this, which on the PSA, which is the El Guna International. Ramy Ashour actually forgot to enter. So he won't be in El Guna.
Yeah, ElShorbagy just parked himself beautifully there. It's one of the first times we've seen he's actually been able to unleash the forehand. Hasn't had too many opportunities around the mid-court to do that.
Now let player review.
I don't see this being turned over. I think this is going to stay as a no-let.
Decision.
Bond, James Bond. No, Ashour chose to go and get it. That's the problem he's going to have here. So, and he didn't get it when he chose to go and get it either. So,
decision upheld. Ashour has no reviews remaining.
Good fight back here from ElShorbagy.
When you talk about the guts of we've seen in this event, James Allstrop, ElShorbagy's got it tenfold. It's one of his traits growing up. Seriously hardcore.
That's not going to be lit either.
It's too good, it's too early. Goodness me, took this early. Lots of bite on it.
Out. 6-0.
Really stepped into that one, Johnny. Took it out in front.
And it's just the motioning of his head when he even hit that ball. There was a positive sort of motion forward. So all of these characteristics of his are starting to reappear now this week. Someone's just dropped a beer glass from the top row there, Joey, just to add to the drama. Brilliant shot, brilliantly picked up. Oh, this is looking like something out of the World Championship finals.
Yeah, it is. ElShorbagy's under unbelievable pressure here, but he's still going, still battling.
Brutal.
He's in a tangle, he's losing his movement pattern. Ramy Ashour is enjoying this. That's typical of ElShorbagy. He's on it.
The oohs and ahs are just getting louder here. That is amazing!
Oh. Well, the whole arena erupts. ElShorbagy looks at Ramy Ashour. Ramy Ashour gives a thumbs up. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Mohamed ElShorbagy covering 22.5 meters more than Ramy Ashour in that rally. 132.5 meters. 49 shots, 1 minute, 14 seconds for the hardest rally of the match so far.
Not only that, Joey, my multiplication factor of 4 just got blown out of the water, because that's 240 meters in that rally, so that's intense, very intense. When that ratio is getting up to 5 and one guy's doing all the work, it is getting very ugly.
Now,
That is a reprieve for Mohamed ElShorbagy, and he will be
hand out.
very, very
7-all.
grateful. You enjoying this one, Joey?
Yeah, I love it.
Ashour's, I mean, this week he's been able to use more angles around the front, but the discipline he's showing.
Yes, let, safety let. 7-all.
More of a breather let, I'd call it, Joey.
Yeah, I mean, he's still holding his own, though, Shorbagy. I mean, 7-all after that rally. It was rally number 15. We're on to rally 18 now. There's a dive, another dive, and time to get up and react. And he makes the error. Shorbagy can't believe it. Well, he's now pointing to Ramy Ashour's elbow. This is what I hate about this silly blood injury scenario. This is, if there is something there, he's like pointing to the referee, Shorbagy, about his elbow.
No, I'm not. Yeah, he's bleeding. You can see. Try again.
No, from this position.
Well, Shorbagy's spotted it like a
I can't see it.
police inspector. I mean, this blood ruling is so bad.
Steve, go and have a look, please.
It's so bad.
No?
It's a graze on his elbow from diving.
So we play on. Here's the tournament ref.
Come on, we need to play on.
Okay. Hand
It's
out
a
8-7.
ridiculous ruling. I hate it, Johnny. It's
Yeah,
like
well,
common sense prevails. It's a little graze
On
on
the
the
right.
elbow, if that.
Right.
It's like a burn or something. Shorbagy obviously stalling here.
He said he's not bleeding. So please, Mr. ElShorbagy, please, yeah, play on. Yeah, yeah.
You are such a nice guy.
8-7, Ashour from the right, please. Mr. Ashour from the right.
Cold ball, Joey. And Ramy Ashour's just realised that because the craftiness of ElShorbagy here. Let's not forget that 240 metre or
Right,
242
Mr.
metre
Ashour.
covered
Thank you.
rally just
8-7.
not so long ago. So the intensity's been taken out.
Well, talking about changing the rules of the sport to best of 3, they should sort the blood injury out for starters.
Beautiful length. He's doubling back, which is so much better now, Joey. He's hunting volleys, but he can afford to because his movement back behind the ball is also very strong again now, Ashour.
Video ref decision. ElShorbagy on the midcourt.
This is a no net.
Let's have a look on the
Two
sky view.
chances
This is
to
a good
win
one.
ball.
I think he can play
Yeah,
that,
but
Joey,
he can
because
play
by the
that.
time, the thing is, by the time he waits,
He's
I think
guiding.
he
He's
can only play a
guiding.
boast from
yeah,
back there.
no, 100%. He's guiding his racket on Ramy Ashour. The ball's right out
Great
in front.
decision.
Yes, let.
The
8-7.
old gamesmanship's coming
Right
in the
ball.
last couple of rallies.
Ashour. Right. No?
It's the first boast we've seen Ashour play for a while. Got to be careful of that because it gives ElShorbagy the opportunity to come in and
And
use that
out 8-all.
thunderous forehand. So 8-all. This is where Shorbagy normally presses the beast modus button, Joey. Let's see if he tries to up things here. Given that he's had tremendous amount of work put into his legs. He'd be very aware. The faster he hits it onto Ashour's racket, that's going to be a stroke.
In the middle, shot.
I think it's a
Stroke
stroke.
to Ashour.
Yep. And no argument from ElShorbagy.
Hand out. 9-8.
Well, quick point back for Shorbagy. He's not letting Ramy Ashour
Hand out.
take a cushion at
9-0.
all. This is going to the wire this second game.
So both players have gone just a tad more conservative here at this massively important juncture of the game.
I love this when it's the cat and mouse at the back of the court, just waiting for the opening. So much hitting to the back. He's got it. He's got it.
The length and width, brilliance, Joey, from both players in this rally. Let's not forget the sweat patch on that forehand mid-court area.
Well, it's drying out as they're playing down the backhand. It's nearly gone. It has gone.
Oh, this is going to be a big workload in this rally. Oh, it's great width. Defence from Ashour is sublime at times. Now he's under the cosh, so it's reversed. Oh, that was a setup. That was a setup. Choice of shot from Shorbagy, rather strange here.
Well, we've had the longest rally. Monumental stuff. 2 minutes, 22 seconds, 98 shots. A massive 235.8 metres covered by Ashour compared to 212 by Shorbagy. Quite fitting at this crucial point of the match. Game ball for a possible 2-love lead for Ashour.
Clever shot from Ashour. Nullified by ElShorbagy. So suddenly it was like at 9-all they both realised how important things are. Oh, this is a treat, Joey. The fans here are just mesmerised by what they see. Oh, ElShorbagy right at the end of his limits there. He's played through it. He's played through everything, Joey. It's brilliant. First time seeing Ramy Ashour a little bit laboured, perhaps. This is worthy of a World Series final, Joey.
Oh, it ends in a let. That's stunning, that rally.
The last 2 rallies.
Stunning, stunning stuff. The back end of this second game, 1 minute 27 seconds.
Yes, let. 10-9
So
game ball.
the lengthy lactic acid building rallies are eating into the
From
players.
the right, Mr. Ashour.
The average that you're looking for is about 2 meters per shot covered. Ramy Ashour doing 118 meters in a 61 shot rally, so that's about on the mark. ElShorbagy 11 meters more at 129. Just to go back to that monster rally, 2 minute 20 seconds. Ashour covered 236 meters, 98 shots, so that's a 2.4. That was down. That was down.
So the ball was down, the referee silent, hasn't said anything yet. He's called the score, but he didn't say anything about the decision.
Ashour leads 2 games to love.
So the ball was down. Oh, it's way down. The referee didn't even call it. He hasn't said anything. Ramy Ashour has very much jumped back onto the PSA World Tour at the very highest level. 22-minute marathon second game. Nail-biting stuff. 38 minutes. He now leads ElShorbagy by 2 games to love.
Well, this second game had even more to offer than the first game, which is just amazing how these two, when they meet each other, they can just keep going up a gear. It's like they bring the best out of each other, and it was pretty much point for point all the way through the game. Both of them trading fantastic winning shots with great defense. Ashour's, you see there on that setup, now that was at 9 all. That was critical. That was on that 2 minute 20 second rally. ElShorbagy,
in 60 seconds.
well, he's 2 love down, and we talk about his mental strength. It's going to be tested here, Joey, like never before.
Yeah, hugely. Shorbagy activity starting to expand a lot more. Ramy Ashour obviously flying into those front right-hand corners with some dives, epic dives, getting balls back, but total distances, not a huge amount in it. Shorbagy doing 50 meters more work than Ramy Ashour in total.
Seconds.
But as you can see there, Joey, 1.7 Ks. Ramy Ashour, 1.77 Ks ElShorbagy. So
Please on court.
the intensity of the
15
meters covered per
seconds.
shot is very high here. So if they go on like this, looking at covering 5 games of this would see them at about 4.5 Ks of sprint lunges.
Well, Johnny,
Ashour leads.
the 2
games to
minutes,
love.
21 seconds, which was rally number 24 in game 2, which is 98 shots. That's the longest rally we've had so far
Level.
in this event, out of any of the matches.
Done.
And Shorbagy makes slightly
One
sluggish
love.
at his level movement. Huge test for him now.
He's going short. This is what he did yesterday in game 3 against Wilstrop. Pays off there. But this is a dangerous tactic against Ramy Ashour.
No, but he does. I mean, it does, and I've got to be
out.
honest with you. 90% of the time, it works very well. Shorbagy, beginning of games, with the ball that bit deader, he does go short to great effect, and he tries to build a quick lead. This is what he does. He has to, Johnny. You've got to
Yes, left.
the physicality.
I saw line to play.
You know, if you didn't speak,
Yeah?
you would have just said
That's
no
okay.
for sure.
Just left. Yes, left. 1-0.
Ball slightly behind him there, Joey, so I think the right decision was made there.
The physicality of that second game, 22 minutes, the pace that was going on with that rally thrown in as well, the marathon rally. Shorbagy can't maintain that, I don't think, with all the squash that he's played. I mean,
2-1.
Ramy Ashour, the lack of squash that he's played, he can't maintain that. So therefore, at the moment, he needs to have a short, sharp build to try and get away from Ramy Ashour. And this is going to be very intriguing, because if he opens it up like this, he's going to get punished. So Shorbagy's on a knife thread here. Knife edge.
Great switch there from ElShorbagy. That was clever. No, he definitely is on a knife's edge.
Hand out, 2-all.
As I've been mentioning throughout, and we go back to the even rally 15 in game 2, it was huge intensity of work in terms of
Hand out,
meters
3-2.
covered, and now Ramy Ashour just showing him that he can do that also. Goes short off the serve. Ball softened up. It's now a backhand both, so the play's gotten a lot shorter here, Joey.
Hand out, 3-all.
Yeah, but I told you, that's what Shorbagy needs to do, and that's what he's going to... Can't keep the physical rallies going like that. Not at that pace. He needs to change things around, try and change the rhythm. And he's capable of doing this, Shorbagy.
It's brilliant. Brilliant. Ashour
Hand out, 4-3.
showing no signs till now that he's been affected by the first 2 games. He's had to work very hard as well. Brilliant left. That ball, the top spin drop was short. He's laid that in.
Video ref decision. ElShorbagy appeal right side in the front.
Let's have a look at this one. Ramy Ashour just wasn't dead tight to the wall, but expecting here that ElShorbagy has careered into Ashour here. Is there an inside line? It's difficult to say. I think this will stay as a let. I think that he can get that.
Stroke to ElShorbagy.
Of course.
Hand out,
Leave.
4-all.
The game is changing.
Ramy Ashour's been away for a long time, Joey, and he doesn't realise that things have changed around the front of the court sometimes with these decisions. Very, very harsh line
Hand
being
out,
taken there.
4-all.
No way.
Stroke to Ashour.
No, review, what? What?
You want a review? Review?
I want
Okay.
not just one man.
Player review, ElShorbagy on the stroke decision.
Well, back and forth. The play has really broken up. Rally lengths.
What do you think, Joey?
Is this GoldenEye?
Yep. All right, having a long, hard look at this one. I didn't dare give a prediction there, Joey, because I don't
Yes,
know
lad.
what's happening. So I think they came to the right decision in the end, though.
ElShorbagy has one review remaining. ElShorbagy.
That's an order.
Okay.
He broke his frame.
Well, Shorbagy's not being a policeman again, is he?
Mr. Ashour has the right to change his racket as fast as possible.
Shorbagy being a policeman? What does he say?
Maybe not squirting the last few months.
So it's become a little bit jovial just now, and the sting has gone out of this ferocious tempo that we had at the end of the second game.
Shall I just give you a little bit of a rundown since El Guna, when they played that epic battle, just quickly while he's getting his racket. El Guna, 2015, Ramy Ashour's played 16, he's been injured in 7, not fully fit in 2, and won 3 events since May 2015.
No, 100%. He's got. Well, he was 6 months out of professional squash and then turned up to the World Championship 2014 and won it. Similar to Ronnie O'Sullivan in snooker, who came in after a 12-month break and then won the World Championship through having a wild card for the event.
ElShorbagy to
Both.
serve from the right.
Unique talents.
So a huge breakage of play, and certainly very short rallies for this opener of the third.
Hand out, 5-4.
Beautiful fade there from Ashour. Oh, that's...
Well, that is raw power. That was hit very, very hard from Ashour. He really wound up on that one, got a terrific width. So Ashour looking a bit more rejuvenated after all these stoppages, Johnny.
Yeah, it looks like he's giving it putting the foot on the accelerator just now. If he's short across the mid-court area, there's too many shots that he's got to cover. He's had to cover the straight ball all night, the volley drop and drop, and then when that boast comes like that, it just rips him across. Oh, that's inside out there. He's just angled it in beautifully. So 6-all.
6-all.
Similar pattern to games 1 and 2. Just on the scoreboard, in terms of the scoreboard ticking over, we get to the business end.
No way.
No leg.
I don't think that's a let ball, but then I don't think the one a few rallies before was a stroke to Ashour. I don't know how much you knew about this. If you see the way Ashour comes in, the mid-drift of, so the ball's very low. I mean, that's just straight into Ramy Ashour there. Look at the shot, how short it is.
100%, that's a tired movement, and that's...
But he's come in very, very high as well.
No let. Decision upheld. ElShorbagy has no reviews remaining. Hand out, 7-6.
Well, ElShorbagy has not changed his tactics, Joe. He's going to continue going short, but he's got a margin which is thinning by the second here. Well, and this is what you could see. You could feel this was going to happen. Anything that's loose, I mean, he's going to gobble that up all day long.
Yep. Ramy Ashour is motoring 9-6. Now got 4 championship balls to win his 4th event in 3 years. Ashour's given up, so Ashour gives up. Ramy Ashour goes through.
11-8, 11-9, 11-6.
He's done it. The Maverick is back. The Maverick is back.
ElShorbagy.
I just wish he would get a wild card for Elguna or something, because he's not going to be able to play there due to not entering, which is a nightmare. But Ramy Ashour has won his 4th event in 3 years here in Zurich. Last time he played, he had to pull out injured. 51 minutes, masterclass first 2 games, particularly 3-game victory over the current world #1. So Ashour has played 16 events in 3 years, and this is his 4th title. He's going to be very emotional, it's understandable. Sadly, we just can't quite see his face there. He needs to get a bit lower. I don't want him to injure himself if he does. That's amazing though, Johnny, isn't it? I mean, he's been fantastic all week. You just hear the crowd. I mean, that is one elated applause for Ramy Ashour.
Someone's thrown a tissue down onto the court. Yeah, and he gives his face a wipe. I mean, it's been a rocky road.
walk us through emotions.
Yeah, I'm pouring emotions right now. I don't know. It's a lot of. My tongue is kind of stuck now, but I'll just try to say what I can. It's been a very hard 2 years. Very hard. It's not like this is the end of the world. There's zillions of more tournaments. But it just, I proved to myself a lot of things. I just proved that I'm there, you know. And every day I wake up in the morning and I go to training, I'm thinking about this. Every time I go out, I think about this. Every time I go on a date, I think about this. Every time I sit with my friends, it's really overwhelming in a good way. And I believe everyone involved in this sports, spectators, PSA, players, referees, journalists, photographers, MCs, everyone really involved in this sport is very lucky. We are very lucky to have this amazing, amazing sport. I feel that I would love to do this forever. I know that's not gonna happen, but yeah, I'll keep doing it as long as I can. And crowd like this is just unbeatable. I cannot not win.
Ramy, I don't know what to ask you. I mean, that second game, 3 dives. One was more spectacular than the next one, and you won all of those 3 rallies. How do you do it?
Well, I mean, listen, Mohammed is an amazing athlete. He's a world champion, and he's doing amazing. He has a good sportsmanship on court. There's very little things that you have to remember and think about while being on court. Like a point like in the second game when he called this down. This is something that I would like to applaud him for. I mean, there are things. There are very small things on court which makes a lot of difference in terms of respect. I mean, he's younger than me, but obviously he's been doing very well, and I'm happy with the way I played today. I'm glad that we had this kind of brutal match. It was very brutal. I'm glad I came out on top. I won. I'm grateful. I'm not surprised because I did a lot of work and I've been through a lot, and I'm not being cocky, I'm telling you. I'm not. I'm just saying what's really on my mind, because, you know, I think I kind of deserve this.
You definitely do. You're a great champion, Ramy. Now, one last thing. You're now reigning champion of the Grasshopper Cup 2018, and the crowd just loves you. I don't think you have issues finding dates, by the way, but sure you will be back next year.
Definitely. I love it here. It's always feels like home. Everything is very convenient. This tournament is very organized. Everything is really like just next to each other, and it's very comfortable for the players. Doesn't give them any chance not to perform 100% on court. And tournaments like these count. And thanks, Steve and all his team. Thank you guys for being here. We'll see you next year for sure. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for Ramy Ashour, the new champion of the Grasshopper Cup.
As we move to the highlights of Game 3, turned out not to be a classic encounter, but that doesn't mean there won't be more of these in the future. This was a case where Ramy Ashour did all of the hard work in Games 1 and 2. The ball softened up, and Mohammed ElShorbagy chose to go very short. We didn't see the lengthy rallies that we'd seen at the end of Game 2. And Ramy Ashour was ready for the attacks from ElShorbagy. He was able to pull away from 6-all with some precision play around the front of the court. ElShorbagy, the road too long, too many matches possibly, and Ramy Ashour is back 100%.
Well, the results of this Grasshopper Cup 2018, Ramy Ashour taking the crown over the world #1, Mohammed ElShorbagy, 3 games to love, not dropping one single game in this event, Ramy Ashour. Cutting through that draw, even his first round was a 3-love as well. And Johnny, I mean, when he's in this form, he's got himself fit, he's persevered, he continually perseveres and battles with his body. But when he is in good shape and he's fit, in my opinion, he's the best player in the world.
Not just your opinion, I think many people's opinions. He's the most unique player that we've seen probably in modern era of squash, in terms of the way he plays, the talent that he has, and the way that he's maximised his talent with incredible racket skills, incredible competitor. And let's hope that this is just the beginning of something that's going to be for the next few years.
Well, he won't. The next major tournament for Ramy Ashour will be the British Open. I have to be bearer of bad news. I said earlier in the programme he actually forgot to enter Elguna. He got the date slightly wrong, so he won't be playing in Elguna. A lot of the Commonwealth Games country players, the English players, will not be playing in Elguna either. That will be an all-Egyptian affair over there. But we're going to hand over to the trophy presentation. Johnny, I want to say now thank you very much for your services this week. It's been awesome working with you. You'll be joining me in Elguna, which is great. And we're going to sign off here from Zurich, leave you with a presentation. Ramy Ashour, as Johnny said, is back, hopefully for a long period of time. So all credit, but thoroughly deserved for the Maverick. Join us again when we're back in Elguna.
Dann ganz herzlich zu mir führen, bitte, und bitte mit einem grossen Applaus darf ich Sie bitte jetzt begrüßen, der Präsident von der Squash-Sektion Grasshopper Club, der Rolf Meyer. Ja, dann kommen wir jetzt zu 3 Personen, die immer wieder mal ins Schwitzen gebracht worden sind von unseren Stars. Die Rede ist von unseren Referees, der Thomas Wachter, der Sven Wittmann, und stellvertretend zu mir führen bitte darf ich jetzt den Ralf Harnberg. Ja, und dann kommen wir jetzt zu den Personen, die sich verantwortlich zeichnen, Jahr für die ausgezeichnete Organisation. Wir haben es gehört, die Spieler fühlen sich wohl. Bitte heißen Sie herzlich willkommen aus dem OK, Dunja Campestrini, Larissa Meyer, Claudia Schürmann, Jacqueline Zürcher, der Godi Zürcher, der Mirko Marcella, dann verantwortlich die ganze Woche schon für Licht und Sound, der Erich Aschenberger, dann ebenfalls im Chorkoder der Yves Meli, ja, und dann fehlen noch 2, unser Head, respektive Chief Operations und Vizepräsident vom OK, der Mark Meyer. Und natürlich, last but not least, der Präsident vom OK, der Steve Buchli. Ja, und Sie sehen die Personen, die das ermöglichen, aber das wäre niemals möglich ohne unsere Sponsoren. Wir haben sie schon mal würdigen in dieser Woche und ich darf jetzt nochmal unsere Main Sponsors zu mir führen bitten. Er ist der Geschäftsführer von meinwohntraum.ch. Er ist auch am heutigen Tag da, ein Squash-Fanatiker, wie er im Buch steht. Meine Damen und Herren, einen grossen Applaus für den Urs Steiger! Ja, und ebenfalls seit langen Jahren ein treuer Supporter Bitte begrüßen Sie ganz herzlich den CEO von PSS, den Malte Schürle. Ja, und ich darf jetzt nochmal um einen ganz besonderen Applaus bitten. Er ist Verwaltungsratspräsident von der Schelling AG und extra für das heutige Grand Final zurückgekommen von Kitzbühel. Einen grossen Applaus für den Beat Schelling! Ja, und an Beat Schelling darf ich jetzt stellvertretend für die Sponsoren das Wort übergeben.
Ich mache jetzt ein bisschen in Englisch und ich mache es ein bisschen in Deutsch. Mein erster Teil ist, ich möchte mich bei meiner Frau bedanken. Sie hat mit mir ein Wochenende verlebt in Kitzbühel und sie hat gemerkt, dass ich nicht wirklich da war, weil ich an Altburg geschaut, was die Resultate sind da und ich habe gewusst, dass ich Grosses verpasst habe. Ich möchte mich ganz herzlich bedanken bei meiner lieben Frau, dass ich zurückkommen durfte. Wir sind heute Morgen um 7 Uhr aufgestanden und um 12 Uhr da gewesen. Danke vielmals. Und es hat sich gelohnt. Es hat sich gelohnt wie jedes Jahr. Vor 7 Jahren, wir sind jetzt in dem kritischen 7. Jahr. Es hat sich gelohnt, das Turnier durchzuführen. Aber es ist das kritische 7. Jahr. Und jedes Jahr nach dem Finale sagen wir, das ist eigentlich der beste Match gewesen, den wir je gesehen haben. Also könnten wir jetzt eigentlich aufhören, weil besser kann es ja nicht mehr werden. Aber wir alle wissen, da gibt es noch eine Steigerung. Da gibt es ganz sicher noch eine Steigerung. And you guys all know, there is improvement possible. And this is the reason why we continue. We continue and we have a next Grasshopper Cup next year, and I will be there. And you all will be there, aren't you? Urs, ich glaube, du solltest deinen Namen wechseln. Nicht mein Wohntraum, sondern
SQUASHTV.
Genau so. Mein SQUASHTV, ist das ein Turnier? Ja, das ist ein Turnier und wir danken natürlich zuvorderst und allen. Steve, mit deiner super Mannschaft, ohne die wäre es ja gar nicht möglich. Wir können Geld geben, das ist relativ easy, aber ihr macht die Arbeit. Und dann danken wir natürlich den Spielern. Und jetzt gebe ich das Wort weiter. Thank you very much to all of you.
Merci vielmals, Beat Schelling. Ja, und die 2 Hauptakteure, die jetzt noch fehlen, das sind unsere Finalspieler. Wir dürfen als erstes den Runner-Up begrüßen. Please make some noise for the Beast, our Runner-Up, Mohamed ElShorbagy. Überreicht wird der Pokal von Malte Schürle, CEO von PSS. Mohamed, do you want to say something?
First of all, I want to thank all the crowd who came and supported us all week. You guys been really great for all of us. I want to thank all the sponsors. You guys just put on an amazing tournament every year, and thanks to you guys. You know, I can't wait already to be back next year. I've had a lot of good matches here this week, and it's always exciting to be back playing here in Switzerland. I've always had great memories here. Ramy, of course, we always play those kind of, I would say just different kind of squash whenever we play each other. And during the match, I told him after one tough volley, I told him I really miss playing him, you know, because it's just different completely whenever I play him. And I just wish I had a little bit more in me today to try and match him and try and take that match a bit longer for everyone. But unfortunately, I couldn't, you know, he was playing very, very well, and tried to match him a little bit, but he was playing really well all week, and you know, every time I beat someone this year, they raised their hand up and said too good, but so this is the time which is my turn to raise my hand up and say it's too good, you know, and he was too good the whole week, and I've no shame in that, you know. I lost to someone who is one of the greatest of the game, and there is no shame in that, and yeah, I'm just really hope he can play more tournaments, because I would love to keep just playing these kind of matches with him, and because I think we take the level of the sport to another level together, and I really hope he stays healthy.
Great words from a true champion, Mohamed ElShorbagy. Ja, und jetzt kommen wir zu unserem Hauptakteur. Fantastische Woche hat er gehabt. Was für Squash haben wir gesehen, was für Dives. Und am Schluss hat er doch fast jede Rallye können für sich entscheiden. Er wird nicht umsonst The Artist genannt. Der Siegerpokal wird überreicht vom Urs Steiger. Und bitte nochmal einen großen Applaus für den Champion vom Grasshopper Cup, der Ramy Ashour. Ramy, congratulations once more. The stage is yours, the winner's speech.
Yeah, I mean, I just gonna keep it brief this time. First of all, I just want to thank Mohammed for an amazing match. I'm sure we're gonna have a lot of these. Hopefully, yeah, hopefully you're gonna get a lot of these matches in the future. And I wanna just thank, of course, a lot of people who have been helping me back in New York. And I wanna thank my sponsors, Prince, Farco, Salming. I mean, they've been supporting me all the way, and this is just a little gift to give back to them. And I just want to thank you guys for being here and all the sponsors. It's just been a really good week, and I hope I can come back again and again. And I'm sure we're going to have one day here in Zurich a tournament as big as the tennis tournaments. I have this feeling. I don't know if this is going to happen or not. Maybe. But yeah, thank you so much, and we'll definitely see you again. Thank you.